In the Grand Colosseum, the God of War festival was in full swing. Cid Kagenoh, with the effortless grace of a predator toying with its food, parried her opponent's desperate strike. The poor man gritted his teeth, refusing to accept the inevitable. "There's no way I'll lose in the first round," he declared, a sentiment as futile as it was loud. Claire looked at him with a pity that was almost insulting. He had potential, she mused, but it was nothing compared to the boundless, untapped genius of her darling little brother. With a single elegant motion, she sent him flying, his tournament dreams splattering across the arena floor, along with a bit of his dignity. The announcer declared her the winner as Claire smiled, her thoughts drifting to the VIP seats. She hoped Cid was watching, perhaps learning a thing or two from his overwhelmingly superior sister. Of course, Cid was not watching. He was stuffing a piece of toast in his mouth and making a mad dash through the stadium's corridors. His sister's boring, predictable victory was nothing to the main event. His own debut as the mysterious Jimina Seinen. "Sorry, sis, but I don't have time to be watching your match right now," he thought, committed to his role. He sprinted past a cloaked figure, barely registering their presence. A flicker of something made him glance back. The figure stopped. "I smell the scent of an elf," she said, her voice calm and clear. She asked if he had any elf friends. Pulling back her hood, she revealed the face of a beautiful elf with pointed ears and features strikingly similar to her first subordinate, Alpha. She was looking for her late sister's child. Cid's mind raced. The resemblance was uncanny. This was a complication, but a mob character wouldn't know anything about it. "Sorry, no idea," he mumbled, turning to leave. In a flash, a sword was at his throat. "Are you sure?" the elf, Beatrix, pressed. Cid, ever the performer, executed a flawless, startled weakling maneuver, collapsing to the floor in a heap. "Wow, you scared me! What gives?" he yelped, putting on a masterful display of pathetic terror. Beatrix, the legendary war god, immediately backed down, completely fooled. She apologized, admitting she mistook him for someone strong, and asked for his name. "Cid Kagenoh," he stammered, relishing the dramatic irony. She introduced herself as Beatrix, taking his hand, and with profound seriousness declared that his hands told her he would one day become strong. Pulling her hood back up, she apologized for the scene and departed. Cid stood up, holding his half-eaten toast. That woman was powerful, he noted. But more importantly, his own performance was a resounding success. The "pissing my pants" act was a pass, he critiqued internally, though he knew he still needed to practice to achieve true mob perfection. Meanwhile, in the opulent VIP box, Princess Iris Midgar sipped her tea. She noted Cid's prolonged absence, chalking it up to his rumored weak stomach, and turned her attention to the next match. Annerose versus the enigmatic Jimina Seinen. A smooth voice interrupted her thoughts. "May I watch next to you?" It was Doem Ketsuhat, a man whose smile never quite reached his eyes. He slid into the empty seat beside her, claiming he and his fiancée, Princess Rose, were having a spat. Iris politely inquired about the King of Oriana's health, receiving a slick, non-committal answer from Doem about the king feeling unwell but hoping to attend tomorrow. Doem then smoothly suggested it would be a great opportunity for the King of Midgar to attend as well, a thinly veiled political probe. Iris found talking to him deeply unsettling. It was like conversing with a doll. Doem, ever the snake, changed the subject back to the fight, confidently predicting an overwhelming victory for Annerose. Down in the arena, Jimina and Annerose faced each other. From her vantage point, Iris agreed. "From his posture, he doesn't seem that skilled," she observed. Yet something felt off. He lacked the tells of a weakling. Doem asked what she meant. "Absolute confidence," Iris declared. The man carried himself with the certainty of someone who could already see his inevitable victory. Annerose, for her part, was also sizing up her opponent, her expression grim. The announcer called the start of the match, and Annerose exploded into motion, her sword crackling with energy. She had, in her mind, completely figured Jimina out. His strength was his speed, and nothing else. That he's not actually that skilled with the sword, she thought with triumphant certainty. His previous victories were all flukes, relying on speed to avoid a real sword fight. Her plan was simple: get in close and crush him before he could pull any tricks. She would catch him completely off guard. Their swords met in a shower of sparks. He blocked, she thought, a smirk playing on her lips. But that's just what I wanted. She dove low, aiming for his legs, which she assumed were now rooted to the spot from the impact. Their blades clashed again. The force of the blow sent them both staggering back. "What a swift strike!" Iris exclaimed, impressed by Annerose's assault. Doem merely noted that Jimina was on the defensive. Iris watched intently. "He's losing his footing!" Annerose smiled, seeing her opening. She lunged, driving her sword straight through Jimina's chest. A direct hit. The crowd erupted. "She did it!" they roared. "Looks like it's over," Doem drawled, while Iris gasped in shock. Annerose closed her eyes, savoring the moment of victory. Then her eyes snapped open. Her sword was embedded in nothing. The man was gone. "He's gone?" A calm voice spoke from directly behind her. "It was merely my afterimage." Annerose let out a strangled cry of disbelief. She spun, swinging wildly, but Jimina was already airborne, leaping gracefully over her attack. He landed behind her again, before she could even register his movement. Their swords clashed once more, the impact echoing through the arena. Annerose was now the one being pushed back, desperately parrying a storm of blows that were too fast, too precise. She glanced at the cheering crowd, her mind reeling. What was happening? This man, he was actually strong. She steadied herself. "I'll admit it," she called out, her voice ringing with newfound respect. "You are strong." But she wasn't done yet. She had her own skills, her own experience, honed over years of battle. Her new plan was a counterattack. She would use his own speed against him, striking with perfect timing the moment he closed in. The next time he vanished would be her chance. "Victory is mine!" she screamed, pouring all her power into one final decisive blow. Her sword sliced through the air and stopped. Jimina's boot was planted on the ground, just millimeters from the tip of her blade. He had moved with impossible speed, only to stop on a dime, perfectly judging the distance of her attack without even needing to block. The VIPs stared, mouths agape. Annerose was horrified. To move that fast and stop with such precision, it was impossible. Jimina slowly drew his own sword. He held it out, the picture of calm control. Then he raised it high, settling into a stance of such sublime perfection that it defied belief. A single tear rolled down Annerose's cheek. "Ah, such a beautiful form!" The entire stadium was silent, captivated. "He's strong," Doem stated, his usual smirk gone. Iris was in awe. She'd never seen such moves, so clever and beautiful. It was no established school of swordsmanship. Doem's mind was racing. The man had hidden his true power, faking his way through the early rounds. He was a wild card. "He'll be facing off against you next," Doem said to Iris. "Do you have confidence in your victory?" Iris met his gaze. Of course. His swordsmanship was beautiful, but it wasn't enough to beat her. Whatever he has left to hide, I'll cut through it all, she declared with a confident smile. I hate losing, after all. She excused herself to prepare, leaving Doem alone with his thoughts. Jimina Seinen. Doem considered the man a potential obstacle to his plans.
Why hide such strength? Why avoid the spotlight? Was he a practitioner of some lost art? Kin of the Blood Queen? A member of Shadow Garden? The last seemed unlikely, given his public appearance. But one thing was certain. He was another player in the shadows. Just who is he? Doem wondered. His eyes narrowed in intense calculation. Jimina walked down the corridor, leaving the roar of the crowd behind. He paused, sensing someone approaching. "Hold up, Jimina!" It was Annerose. She caught up to him, looking not defeated, but enlightened. She admitted her complete loss.
I left my country to become stronger, but ended up blinded by pride, she confessed, thanking him for opening her eyes. Jimina looked down, maintaining his cool, mysterious persona. He offered her a handshake. This was the first time I removed my shackles, he said, the line dripping with manufactured gravitas. There is no shame in your defeat. Annerose beamed, completely buying it. She then made her offer. Would he serve the empire of Bagarta? She would ensure he received a position befitting his incredible strength. No thanks, Jimina replied flatly, turning away from her shocked face. He adjusted his non-existent glasses with a cool flare. That world is too bright for me. He struck a pose, fist clenched. I'm just a fool who threw away everything in search of strength. Annerose's eyes welled with tears, moved by his tragic, lonely dedication. "Wait, Jimina," she called out. She told him she was leaving tomorrow, but if he changed his mind, he should seek her out. "I will be waiting for you," she shouted after his retreating form. Jimina glanced at his hand, the stage lit perfectly by the light at the end of the hall. Another successful performance. Annerose watched him go, a new fire in her eyes. She knew he wouldn't turn back. She would simply have to get stronger until the day she could stand beside him. And so the eminence in shadow walked on, leaving another devoted, if completely misguided, follower in his wake.